Students, welcome to my channel Shalini Tutorial Classes. Today we are going to do English literature, The Merchant of Venice. Okay, and in this we are going to do Act 2, Scene 1. Now, this scene begins with a lot of pomp, both visually as well as verbally. It is marked by the entrance of Prince of Morocco, one of the suitors to Portia. He is of dark complexion, yet very confident of his charm. Portia forewarns him that if he fails in his choice of the casket, he would never in his lifetime woo any of the lady. This scene also provides all the necessary information about the lottery of caskets and the conditions which are attached to those who make the effort. It also highlights the themes of prejudice based on racial and religious differences, along with gambling, games, and the chance. So, we are going to have a complete scenario significance, what kind of the justice was there, what kind of racial discrimination, religious differences were there during that era. So, this scene, Act 2, Scene 1, the scene starts in Belmont, a room in Portia's house. It is flourish of countenance, and the Prince of Morocco and his train enter. Portia, Nerissa, and the other of her attendants are present there. Morocco speech. Mislike me not for my complexion, the shadowed livery of the burnished man, son, to whom I am a neighbor and near bred. Bring me the fairest creature northward born, where Phoebus' fires cast thous the icicles, and let us make incision for your love, to prove whose blood is reddest, his or mine. I tell thee, lady, this aspect of mine hath feared the valiant by my love. I swear, the best regarded virgins of our clime have loved it too. I would not change this hue, except to steal your thoughts, my gentle queen. So, what does Morocco wants to say? He requests Portia that don't dislike me just because of my skin color, of my complexion. What he says, because he is born to a place nearer to the equatorial region, the sun burns, means in geography, as you all know, the equatorial regions have direct sun rays falling, which makes the place hotter, the torrid zone, what you have studied, whereas the poles, the polar regions, have the slanting sun rays, making the place cooler than the other places. So, in comparison, what he means to say, the equatorial region nearby, the torrid zone area people are much darker in complexion than the people belonging to the polar regions. They are fairer to the other, means that what he mean to say. So what he says, because I belong nearer to that region, equatorial form region, my skin complexion is so dark. But he says I am red blooded, means he's red blood, means he says I have that bravery and courage. In order to prove that, he says, bring a man from a polar region and take a conception of mine, have an incision done on the veins, and you will see that my blood would be redder than the one belonging to the polar regions. He says, show me the best looking person born in the freezing north, where the sun barely thaws the icicles. The sun rays are very bare, very slanting. And he says that the man from the polar regions and myself, if we have a cutting of myself to prove whose blood is redder, then he says, I would be surely winning it. He says, people, the brave people of Morocco fear me. They are afraid of me because of my courage and bravery. And similarly, the girls of Morocco, they they love him, they appreciate him because of his personality. So he says that I'm proud of my dark complexion, but if you, Portia, if you want, I can change it just for you. Otherwise, he says that I don't, no matter, I'm nowhere feeling myself inferior of my dark complexion, but he says rather I'm very proud of that. Okay. To this, what does Portia says? Let's have the Portia speech over here. In terms of choice, I am not solely led by nice direction of a maiden's eye. Besides, the lottery of my destiny bars me the right of voluntary choosing. But if my father had not scanted me and hedged me by his wit to yield myself, his wife who wins me by that means I told you. Yourself, renowned prince, then stood as fair as any comer I have looked on yet, for my affection. So what does Portia mean to say over here? Portia says, being good looking, isn't it the only way to win Portia's heart? She says she doesn't have the right or the criteria for choosing a husband for herself, because there is a text over there, restrictions being put up by her father through this lottery of caskets, and she is forced to marry the person who win it. But if she says, if I don't have that restriction over me, then no matter, you have a very good chance to marry me, as I would give a chance to any of the suitors who have come till now to meet her and to go through as a suitor form. So she says that you have a fair chance enough. I don't have any discrimination on the basis of color, complexion. To this, what does Morocco say? Morocco's speech. Even for that I thank you. Therefore, I pray you, lead me to the caskets to try my fortune. By the scimitar that slew the Sufi and a Persian prince, that won the 3 fields of Sultan Solomon, I would outstare the sternest eye that look, outbrave the heart most daring on the earth, pluck the young suckling cubs from the she-bear, yea, mock the lion when he rose for prey, to win thee, lady. But alas the while, if Hercules and leeches play at dice, which is better man, the greater throw, may turn by fortune from the weaker hand. So is Alcid beaten by his page, and so may I, blind fortune leading me, miss that which one unworthier may attain, and die with grieving. So what does Morocco says to this? That thank you for he appreciates and he thanks Portia that she has provided a fair gesture, and no discrimination is shown, and he is given a fair chance to woo her. Then he says that please let me to the caskets and let me try my luck, let me choose. He swears by his sword, by the sword which by which the king and emperors go for a war and everything. So he says that I swear by my sword, which has killed Shah of Persia and a Persian prince, and defeated the Sultan Suleiman 3 times. So he's, in order to say, you can also say that he's boasting how brave he is, what kind of deeds he has done. He's letting Portia know. So he's saying that I swear by my sword, and he says that I have killed the Shah of Persia and also a Persian prince, and defeated the Sultan Suleiman, who 3 times, who is one of the brave kings. And he said that all the warriors who know him, they all are afraid of him because he is so brave. He considers himself as the bravest man on the earth. And in order to boost more, what he says, that I have that guts, I have that capability, that I can grab the beer cup from a ferocious mother bear, or a means, like, when an animal is taking care of its own babies, okay, it's very difficult. If you go and try to get that baby animal away from the mother animal, the mother animal would immediately take action on you. She may snatch you, she may bite you or something, because she is very protective at that manner. So he says that I have that capacity, that I can grab the cub from the lioness, okay. And he says from the bear, and he says that I can tease a hungry lion. Hungry lion, can you understand? When he's hunger, he's out for the prey, and at that time if you tease and you go nearby, how eager they are to do their to make you as a prey. So he says that all of this I can do, just in order to win Portia's heart. So he's trying to count how brave he is, how courageous he is in the past, what he has done and what he can do. So he's counting the things in front of Portia. And he says, he quotes something like Hercules, we all know, is a strong man of the Greek mythology. He says that if Hercules and his servant Lichess roll the dice means I'm sorry for that, having a bad cough, throat. If he says the Hercules and the Lichess, the servant, if both are playing on a dice, okay, like for an example, what you people have nowadays, Ludo and all, and suppose there is a strong man by nature, the capability is there, and the other side is a weaker man, and both are playing the dice. But the game is what? It is full of fortune, full of luck. What the more the number you get, the more chances of you are to win. So he says, if Hercules and the servant both plays, and the servant gets much good numbers, and he wins, being the weaker than the Hercules, then it is just a matter of fortune. Okay, so he says that let me take a test, because it is just a matter of fortune. If it would have been of a bravery, I would have definitely win. So did you understood what did Morocco wants to say? He wants to say that if it had been an act of bravery and courageous, I would have definitely win this. But this choosing of casket is a kind of a fortune one, luck one. So let me see, and I'll try my best. But if I lose, I would be sad that I'm having the ill luck. I'm not fortunate enough. To this, Portia's speech says, sorry, you must take your chance and either not attempt to choose at all, or swear before you choose. If you choose wrong, never to speak to lady afterward. In way of marriage, therefore be advised. So what does Portia says? That if you choose, if you take the chance of going in front of the casket, then you have a condition that if you lose it, the lottery of casket which you are attempting, if you lose it, then never in your lifetime you are going to get married. You cannot go and propose any lady for marriage after that. So she warns him that this is the condition of participating in this lottery of casket. If you does not win, that means you will be quietly moving away from here with, and throughout your lifetime you cannot marry any other lady. So this is the first condition which we come to know of this act, because we are aware that this play is all about the lottery of casket which is going to happen, and further in the upcoming scenes you will come to know. So the very first condition about this lottery of casket, we came to know that the person who chooses the wrong one will not get married to any other lady throughout his lifetime. So this is the condition which has been revealed in this scene. To this, Morocco's speech comes, nor will not come, bring me unto my chance. So what does he say? He says, oh, I won't get married, okay, if I choose incorrectly. So let me go and check my fortune, let me take my chances. To this, Portia says, first, forward to the temple. After dinner, your hazard shall be made. So what does she says? That okay, first let us go and have go to the temple, and there we can take a oath and everything, that these conditions you are going to fulfill, and then after we will have a dinner, and then we will try for that. Okay, then you can make the hazard. Hazard means the risk. So she is comparing the lottery of casket with a hazard, with a risk, because actually it is a risk only, no. If you are not winning, you throughout your lifetime you never can get married. Then to this, Morocco speech says, good fortune then to make me blessed. I'm so sorry. Good fortune then to make me blessed or cursed among the men. So what does he says? That okay, uh, let it happen, it's just the fortune matter, and bless me or curse me among the men, like let the fortune decide whether I am blessed or I am being cursed. If he wins, he will consider himself as blessed to win Portia as a wife, and if he is not fortunate enough, he will be cursed, as if he will not be getting Portia as his wife, and throughout the life he has to remain like this. And then the scene ends over here. Okay, so this is all what we have in this scene. And if we come to a very quick recap of this, what we have done till now, the summary of this scene. So what we have come to know till now, that in Belmont, the Prince of Morocco arrives and he tries to attempt to win Portia's hand in marriage. And the prince asks Portia not to judge him by his dark complexion. And he also assures her that he is not he is as valorous, as courageous and brave as any European man, the one, because it is belonging to the polar sides. Okay, Portia, and she reminds him the condition of participating in the lottery of casket, that every prince has his own taste, and he also has a fair chance to appear in the lottery of casket. But if he does not choose the right one, he will remain throughout his life unmarried. He cannot woo any lady. And she also says that she does not have the right to choose for her own husband, because she is bound by the restrictions which her father has put up. Okay, so according to her father's will, the prince who is worthy enough will come as a suitor, but he has to win the lottery of casket, then only he will be able to marry Portia. So this is all what we came to know in this scene, Act 2, Scene 1. So I can say that if you understand the whole scene, then you must be able to answer the main points, that is what happens when Portia and Morocco meet. The questions basically come on this point. And what is the price, terrible price to pay for taking the test of the casket, that is the condition over there. And the main checkpoints, the word fair, how fair is used over here. Fair is used for both attractive as well as the white skin, fair complexion people. Okay, and the description of Morocco, how he played a man with great dignity, and sometimes he's as a self-important fool only. Okay, or which one you favor, means you favor him like he's a really a brave and courageous man, or he's just a fool of boasting his own capabilities in front of her. So according to you, what you think of? So these kind of questions are basically which can come up after from this Act 2, Scene 1. Okay, so I have just tried to bring some important hints so that you can prepare for your test. Hope you all have liked my video, and if really for thank you for watching it, and if you really like it, please subscribe, like, share and comment. Have a nice day. Thank you.